Alright, welcome back in the shop, guys. Hopefully this is something kind of special today. That's what I'm aiming for. But made this knife, I don't know, about 2 months ago. It's been sitting on the anvil. It's a twisted pattern Damascus. It's gotten a little rusty because it's been sitting out here in the shop while I've been busy with other things. But I want to do, obviously we're doing a hidden tang on this. I want to do a guard. And I considered doing a Damascus guard out of the same billet of this, but I don't think you're going to be able to see the pattern, and why not do something different anyway? So we're going to go for a wrought iron, which I'm doing out of this anchor chain. But that's not really what's special about this video. For a long time, I've been wanting to get a milling machine, and I've had several opportunities to get one, and it's never quite seemed to work out. But while on a recent phone call with another maker that I was talking to about a milling machine, we were discussing them, and I realized I actually don't know how they work or how to use them. I've never ever been around one. I've seen videos of them, but I've never been around one. I've never used one. So there's another local maker here who has a nice big milling machine. He's a retired machinist from the old Navy shipyard, and he's going to help me mill out a guard for this knife, and he's going to show me how to use his milling machine. So first thing I got to do is take a hunk of this, flatten it out into something usable to make a guard out of. I've got it in the forge. The trick with wrought iron is it's got to be very, very hot or it'll split and crack. So I'm going to get going on that, and then we're going to head over to see Jerry Hucks and his milling machine. So stick around. I want to try to flatten this out a little bit before I go to the power hammer. Make it more manageable. That. Jerry, where you at? All right. Time to do some work. Time to do some work. Yeah. Wrought irons, old anchor chain.
Why is it so hard?
It shouldn't be hard. It ain't got much carbon in it. It's wrought iron.
Yeah, it don't feel like it's got much carbon, but see how that sticks?
Yeah.
I don't want to throw it off and hurt myself. Or you.
Let's not do that.
This is a safety precaution.
Just putting little stops behind it.
Yeah.
Should I not stand over here?
Huh?
Should I not stand over here?
I wouldn't if I was you.
All right.
I wouldn't if I was you.
I'll move over here then.
Yeah. Somewhere.
All right, so we're just going to surface grind both sides, and then what?
And then we'll take it to the mill. We'll take it to the milling machine.
Will you face it on the mill as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
And shape. Cut the thickness and cut the groove. You bring the knife?
Yeah.
Where is it?
Over there on the mill?
Oh, this is it.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
It's a little over 1/8 inch. About 15,000.
Of course, we're a ways from that yet. $154. That's okay. Ain't nothing wrong. Not to worry. I see, that's how you can tell if you're down flat, because we want that other side to be parallel. So you want to make sure that it's down when we cut it.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to have to regrind it to get it perfect. Okay, it's down. Now, what cut am I going to use?
Now, will that be hot?
It shouldn't be. A little warm, but not hot. Now, we surface ground that side, so I'm going to put that side down, and we're going to clean this side up. I've used it 36 years, 35. It didn't have a drop of oil in it. In this little gearbox right here.
Yeah.
There's gears in there. It didn't have a drop of oil in it. There was no leakage ever. Now, what's on there now, I let it, I tilted it down and I spilled a little bit. But there wasn't a damn drop of oil or grease in there. And it went to bumping, bumping, bumping. And that's a brand new blade. And I said, it is not. We ain't gonna go all the way across there no how. We gonna fit that last little bit. Okay, now we got to figure out.
Okay, we are back in the shop. Big thanks to Jerry for letting me come by and teach me about his milling machine and how it works. And I wish I could have filmed a little bit more of it, but I don't have a dedicated cameraman. I'm holding the camera, and I'm also trying to listen and pay attention to what he's showing me and try to learn a little bit about those, because eventually I want to have a milling machine in my shop. I've had the opportunity to get one previously, actually 2 or 3 times, and it never seems to work out. One day. So, what started as this old anchor chain, forged out into a little bar, ran it over to Jerry. We surface ground it, squared it up, flattened it, and then milled a little slot into it. But what we did is an 1/8 inch slot on one side and then flipped it over into a 3/16 slot. But we didn't go all the way through it with that 3/16. So what that does is that leaves me, I think we did about 1/8 of an inch shoulder up at the top portion that was 1/8. wide. So when I come back to my shop and I take my little diamond files and I slowly widen that slot out until it fits onto my knife, I'm not trying to file through the whole thickness of this. I'm only filing through that little 1/8 of an inch. And we're getting close, a little bit closer, and then I'll just kind of hammer it on nice and tight. The more you try to do it with the files, you can very easily and quickly make that gap too big, and then once you fit it on, you'll be able to see a gap there, and I don't want that. So I went with wrought iron for this because I didn't think the pattern that I did in this steel was going to show up within a small piece like this. It's probably not because we have such a low layer count, and because I couldn't get the twist as tight as I'd really like to do it. So I went with the wrought iron, and you know, it looks like a rusty old chain there, and then once you clean it up, it just looks like steel. And I mean, really, it's very close. Damn, it's in the bottom of the bucket now. It's okay, I have another one. We were able to get 2 of them out of that. So once you take wrought iron and you etch it, you get these little wavy grain patterns, and that's the grain of the wrought iron. So it almost kind of looks like Damascus, but it's not. And once I get that guard shaped and ground all the way around, and I'll etch it before the final fit up, you'll start to see that kind of wavy grain pattern all over it. And that should look pretty cool. And that's what we're going to do. If it doesn't look cool, then we won't keep it. But that's what we're doing. So I've almost got the fit done. Now I got to figure out what I want this guard to look like. I haven't really worked that out. I'm just kind of doing it as I go. So we'll see.